Trump seeks big win. Haley, DeSantis fight for second in Iowa caucuses. Turnout a concern amid negative temperatures. A new poll shows former South Carolina Gov. Nikki Haley jumping to second place among GOP voters, but still well behind Donald Trump.
Medicare patients on pricey drugs are saving big this year. For the first time, Part D plan patients will hit a ceiling on how much they pay out of pocket for most prescriptions.
Shoppers prefer staying outdoors. That's more trouble for malls. Bath & Body Works, Foot Locker, and Abercrombie & Fitch are among the retailers ditching malls for strip centers and other shopping outlets.
Gun influencer used small-town cops to import machine guns. Larry Vickers, whose gun videos get millions of views on YouTube, pleaded guilty last year for his role in a conspiracy to illegally acquire machine guns.
The businesses that rescued America from inflation, recession, lost jobs. From oil drillers to chip makers, businesses responded to soaring prices by boosting supply, which cooled inflation without a recession or high unemployment. John Deere, meet Elon Musk, SpaceX satellites to link farm giants' equipment. The farm machinery maker hired SpaceX's Starlink service to provide satellite internet connections for tractors, harvesters, and crop sprayers in remote areas.
Apple to remove blood oxygen sensor from watch to avoid U.S. ban. The tech giant's withdrawal of technology may end a cloud hanging over the $18 billion smartwatch business. Houthis turn their sights on U.S. ships, vow to keep attacking Red Sea targets. U.S.-owned container ships struck, Navy destroyer targeted as attacks become more widespread and indiscriminate.
Palestinian attack kills 1, injures 18. Stocks in Japan, India notch historic highs.
Boeing's pile of problems gets bigger as a crucial buyer hesitates. More safety checks are being planned on the undelivered planes to China following the Alaska Airlines blowout.
He warned of nuclear disaster in Ukraine. Then he was thrown in a Russian jail and tortured. Now in exile in Boston and working for MIT, Andrei Tuz wonders if he can ever return home.
Ukraine says it downed Russian surveillance plane.
Black investors are the biggest new group of stock buyers. Mobile apps, social media, and word of mouth are reshaping the makeup of the market. Nearly 40% of Black Americans owned stocks in 2022, up from just under a third in 2016.
Microsoft launches a Pro plan for Copilot, indicating a positive development for the company's revenue. This suggests that Microsoft sees potential in Copilot and its AI-powered content-generating technologies. Artifact, the news aggregation startup founded by Instagram co-founders, is shutting down. This is bad news for the company, as it signifies the end of its operations.
Instagram cuts 60 jobs, eliminating a layer of management. This is seen as a negative development as it indicates downsizing and potential restructuring at Instagram.
Elon Musk's bid to buy Twitter in 2022 is mentioned. No specific news regarding the outcome is provided, so it is not possible to determine whether it is good or bad news for Musk or Twitter.
Threads plans to allow following Mastodon users by year-end. This is a positive development as it indicates increased integration and functionality for Threads. AI Microsoft launches a Pro plan for Copilot. Good news. This indicates that Microsoft sees potential in its AI-powered technology and aims to generate future revenue from it.
Elon's Tesla robot is sort of okay at folding laundry in prescripted demo. Neutral news. The performance of Tesla's robot in a prescripted demo seems satisfactory, but more information is needed to determine its overall capabilities.
The year of Does This Serve Us? And the rejection of reification. Neutral news. The article discusses the renewed interest in artificial intelligence in 2024, suggesting that it will continue to receive moderate attention throughout the year. Spot Technologies, now with Tomb Dollars, will see AI security tech go into Mexico. Walmart, good news. Spot Technologies has secured funding and will deploy its AI security technology in Walmart stores in Mexico, indicating its growth and potential market expansion.
All the future of transportation tech that stood out at CES 2024. Good news. The article highlights the significant presence of transportation technology at CES 2024, indicating innovation and advancements in the industry.
FDA decisions. Merck's Keytruda has a good news. It has received its 39th overall approval and it is now the third drug to be approved for the treatment of cervical cancer. Keytruda, developed by Merck, is a medication categorized as an immune checkpoint inhibitor. It works by targeting a protein called PD-1, programmed cell death protein 1, present on immune cells. This protein helps cancer cells evade the immune system's attack. By blocking PD-1, Keytruda enhances the immune system's ability to recognize and destroy cancer cells. The FDA's approval of Keytruda for cervical cancer signifies that it has been deemed safe and effective for treating this specific type of cancer. This is a positive development, as it provides physicians with an additional treatment option for their patients. It is important to note that Keytruda is already approved for various other types of cancers, including melanoma, lung cancer, head and neck cancer, and bladder cancer. The FDA's decision to approve Keytruda for cervical cancer adds to its versatility as a therapeutic agent. Overall, this approval expands the treatment options available for patients with cervical cancer and is a step forward in improving outcomes for those affected by this disease. Gates Foundation has a good news because they announced their largest annual budget ever of $8.6 billion in 2024. This increased funding will allow them to continue their work towards improving global health and well-being. Good news, Hope Medicine Inc. has completed a Phase 1b study in Australia for the treatment of androgenic alopecia. Explanation of medical terms. Phase 1b study. This is a stage in clinical trials where a small group of participants is involved to evaluate the safety, dosage, and potential side effects of a new treatment. The primary focus is to determine the treatment's effectiveness. Androgenic alopecia. This is a type of hair loss that occurs due to an inherited genetic sensitivity to dihydrotestosterone, DHT, a hormone derived from testosterone. It primarily affects men, but women can also experience it. The condition is characterized by progressive thinning of the hair, usually starting at the hairline and the crown. HMI-115. This refers to the experimental treatment being investigated in the Phase 1b study. HMI-115 may be a drug or a therapeutic approach specifically developed for the treatment of androgenic alopecia. NeoImmuneTech has a good news as they recently welcomed a new president, Dr. Luke O. Dr. O's appointment is effective immediately. Exavir Bio has good news because they recently announced that their antibodies, specifically XVR012, have shown high potency in neutralizing the emerging Omicron variants of the COVID-19 virus. This means that their antibodies have the ability to effectively counteract and control the spread of these new variants. Neuraptive Therapeutics, Inc. has good news because it has received orphan drug designation for its lead development asset, the fusogen contained in the NTX-001 treatment kit. Orphan drug designation is granted by the FDA to therapies that aim to treat rare diseases or conditions affecting fewer than 200,000 people in the U.S. This designation provides various benefits to the company, including financial incentives, regulatory assistance, and exclusivity rights. It acknowledges the potential of Neuraptive Therapeutics treatment in addressing unmet medical needs and highlights the company's dedication to providing innovative medical solutions.
Arthrex has launched a new online resource called thenanoexperience.com, which focuses on nanoarthroscopy. This procedure is a minimally invasive surgical technique used in orthopedics. The website provides information on the science behind nanoarthroscopy and its benefits, including a quick recovery and reduced pain for patients.
XNK Therapeutics has received a positive recommendation for evenkelucel from the Committee for Advanced Therapies of the European Medicines Agency. This means that evenkelucel has been recognized as an advanced therapy medicinal product, which is a promising development for the company.
Medivir has good news because they will be presenting clinical pharmacokinetic data at the EASL Liver Cancer Summit. This data is from the first study with fostroxacitabine bralpamide, which further supports the ongoing development of this treatment. The presentation will take place in Rotterdam from February 22-24, 2024.
PacBio has announced a new nanobind pan-DNA kit for DNA extraction. This kit is versatile and enables high-fidelity optimized DNA extraction solutions.
Good news. CES has almost fully succeeded in chasing sex tech off its show floors. Reason: this shows that CES is focused on promoting other areas of innovation and technology rather than emphasizing on sex-related products or services.
Good news, CES showcased the rise of age tech. Reason: this highlights the importance of technology in improving the lives of elderly individuals and addressing their specific needs. Good news, WISPA brings electronic larynx voice boxes into this millennium. Reason: WISP's innovation enables individuals with speech impairments to have a voice and improve their communication abilities.
Good news, Zoe Care uses existing Wi-Fi signals to detect falls in care homes. Reason: this technology can help improve the safety and well-being of elderly individuals in care homes by quickly identifying and responding to falls.
Good news, My Memo adds some pill zazz to automatic medicine dispensers. Reason: this startup's innovation aims to improve medication adherence and prevent accidental overdosing, which can be beneficial for individuals who rely on regular medication. Good news, FedEx announces its own commerce platform for merchants. FedEx's new platform, called FDX, will offer merchants services like demand generation, fulfillment, and tracking. This is good news as it provides a new competitor to Amazon and expands options for merchants.
Neutral news: pitch teardown, Cortex's $10 million seed deck. The pitch deck of Cortex, a video analytics firm that raised $10 million in seed funding, has some missing elements, but also gets some things right. This news is neutral as it provides insights into the strengths and weaknesses of Cortex's pitch. Good news: Amazon's Just Walk Out tech now works with employee badges. Amazon's retail technology, which allows customers to shop and skip cashier lines, can now be used with employee badges. This is good news as it enhances the convenience and efficiency of Amazon's retail experience.
Good news, ReturnMates, now Sway, bags $19.5 Series A to manage e-commerce returns. Sway, a company that offers a two-way communication platform and a network of driver partners to monitor e-commerce returns, has raised $19.5 million in Series A funding. This is good news as it highlights investor confidence in Sway's approach to managing returns. Neutral news: Google Cloud rolls out new Gen AI products for retailers. Google Cloud has unveiled new Gen AI products for retailers, aiming to inject generative AI into the retail industry. This news is neutral as it indicates Google's efforts to explore new technologies for retailers.
Crypto Google pulls Binance, other global crypto apps from India's store. Crypto Google has removed several crypto exchanges, including Binance and Kraken, from its Play Store in India. This is seen as a negative development for these exchanges as it limits their access to the Indian market, which is the second largest internet market in the world.
How low can Bitcoin ETF fees drop before it hurts a business? This article discusses the impact of decreasing fees on Bitcoin ETFs. While it doesn't mention any specific company, it raises the question of whether lowering fees too much can have a negative effect on a business. This implies that excessively low fees may not be beneficial for companies in the cryptocurrency industry. U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs begin trading, Circle files for IPO, and India continues crypto pullback. This article highlights the launch of spot Bitcoin ETFs and Circle's filing for an IPO. While it doesn't explicitly state whether the news is good or bad for the mentioned companies, the fact that Circle is filing for an IPO can be seen as a positive development, indicating growth and potential for the company.
USDC stablecoin issuer Circle files confidentially for an IPO. Circle, the issuer of the USDC stablecoin, has filed confidentially for an IPO. This news suggests that Circle is looking to go public and capitalize on the growing popularity of stablecoins. It can be seen as a positive development for the company. Hestia wants you to mine for crypto to heat your house. This article discusses Hestia's proposal to use crypto mining as a means to heat homes. It doesn't provide a specific assessment of whether this is good or bad news for Hestia, but it highlights the significant energy consumption associated with crypto mining. This can be seen as a potential challenge for Hestia if the environmental impact of crypto mining becomes a concern for consumers. The subject of this news has a bad news. Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal lowered the probability of a recession in the coming 12 months, but expect economic growth of just 1% on average, a significant slowdown from last year.
Deflation in China.
The subject of this news has a bad news. Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal lowered the probability of a recession in the coming 12 months, but expect economic growth of just 1% on average, a significant slowdown from last year.
Seizing Russian assets.
The subject of this news has a bad news. Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal lowered the probability of a recession in the coming 12 months, but expect economic growth of just 1% on average, a significant slowdown from last year. Monetary tightening. The subject of this news has a bad news. Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal lowered the probability of a recession in the coming 12 months, but expect economic growth of just 1% on average, a significant slowdown from last year.
Economic Forecasting Survey.
The subject of this news has a bad news. Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal lowered the probability of a recession in the coming 12 months, but expect economic growth of just 1% on average, a significant slowdown from last year.
Slow economic growth.
The subject of this news has a bad news. Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal lowered the probability of a recession in the coming 12 months, but expect economic growth of just 1% on average, a significant slowdown from last year.
Japan and India stock markets reach historic highs, while U.S. markets remain closed due to Martin Luther King Day. ASML's monopoly in chip-making equipment boosts its position as Europe's top tech company. Investors focus on quality stocks with growth, reliable profits, and strong balance sheets. Taiwan's economic leverage over China may help maintain peace and prosperity in the Taiwan Strait. Despite industry slowdown and unprofitable quarters, Coinbase Global continues to expand. Goldman Sachs shifts focus to lending to hedge funds, private equity, and the wealthy. One fintech Carta's missteps and real estate fintech's up and down week. This news does not mention a specific company, but it highlights missteps in the real estate fintech space, indicating some bad news for the overall industry.
Promedio raises $13 million from PayPal, Samsung, and more to bring open banking to Latin America. Promedio, a fintech startup, has secured a significant investment from prominent companies, indicating good news for their expansion into the Latin American market.
3. Airbnb or hotel? Overmoon's vacation rental model aims to combine the best of both. Overmoon, a vacation rental company, introduces a new model that combines the advantages of Airbnb and hotels. Although no specific news about the company is mentioned, this innovative approach suggests potential positive developments for the industry.
4. Peer banks $2.4 million to launch Stripe for credit. Peer, a fintech startup, has raised $2.4 million to launch its credit service platform. This funding indicates good news for Peer's future growth and expansion.
5. UK insurtech HyperExponential raises $73 million and eyes U.S. expansion. HyperExponential, an insurtech startup, has raised a substantial amount of funding and plans to expand into the U.S. market. This news suggests positive growth prospects for the company.
Startups. The article discusses the uncertainty surrounding startup valuations in 2024. While some venture capitalists believe valuations have hit bottom, many do not expect any relief in 2024. This suggests that the news for startups is not very positive, as their valuations may not recover or improve in the near future. Moonshot startups. The article highlights the potential of moonshot startups to venture into uncharted territory and create new markets. This is good news for moonshot startups as it suggests opportunities for growth and innovation.
Artificial intelligence. The article mentions a renewed interest in artificial intelligence in 2024. This is positive news for AI companies as it indicates that the hype around AI is expected to continue throughout the year, potentially leading to increased investment and opportunities.
SaaS startups. The article discusses the need for SaaS startups to revise traditional success metrics in an unpredictable and competitive market. This suggests that SaaS startups face challenges in building and scaling their businesses, indicating potentially difficult times ahead.
Microfunds. The article assures microfunds that they should not be concerned about the winding down of Countdown Capital, as long as they can maintain nimbleness and gain meaningful ownership. This is good news for microfunds, as it suggests that they can still thrive in the current environment. Will startup valuations start to recover in 2024? Investors aren't so sure. This article suggests that most VCs believe that startup valuations have hit rock bottom or are close to it. However, they do not expect any significant improvement in valuations in 2024.
How to mobilize generalist VCs for a moonshot idea. This article discusses the concept of moonshot startups, which involve venturing into uncharted territory. The author believes that such startups have the potential to create new markets and provide innovative solutions. Spot Technologies, now with $2 million, will see AI security tech go into Mexico. Walmart's Spot Technologies has secured $2 million in funding for its flagship product Vision X, which leverages deep learning and computer vision technologies to analyze consumer and theft behaviors. This suggests positive news for the company's expansion into Mexican Walmart stores.
Countdown Capital winding down is not a bad omen for microfunds. The winding down of Countdown Capital is not expected to negatively impact microfunds. As long as microfunds can stay nimble and maintain meaningful ownership, they should not be overly concerned about Countdown Capital's fate.
Carta's missteps and real estate fintech's up and down week. This article discusses the hits and misses in the real estate fintech space, including Carta's missteps. It provides an overview of the current state of the real estate fintech industry without specifically mentioning whether the news is good or bad.